sea stories based on my experience. Hi guys, Captain Yevgen is here with you and you're on Estumar channel, and this tutorial or video will be not as educational but more as experience sharing of my own experience or something that I learned from my friends and so on, because I received some your requests to share as a mentoring from more experienced seamen to, let's say, beginners. And today I want to start, this is a first video about this topic, as I joined the vessel first time, because I believe most of the people remember that it was very exciting. I had very pleasant feeling. I wanted to join the vessel. I already studied on the third course of Maritime Academy. I learned something. First of all, I wanted to gain seagoing experience, which then would help me to build my career. Then I wanted to learn what exactly and how is done on the ship. And of course, I wanted to start to earn money. Then I had very positive feeling about joining, an exciting feeling to join the vessel first time. But when I completed successfully my 5.5 months contract, when I had some relatives, also young guys, which is joining the vessel, I always precause them about something, which maybe I felt like I would like somebody would tell me before I joined the vessel. So first, most of them, they were related how to be careful on the ship, because being on the ship first time and on this environment, you never met this kind of risks in your let's say life before, and then you don't know how to assess them, you don't know how to recognize these hazards. So normally I said be careful with the loops, with the ropes, don't put the fingers on the drum, and so on and so on. So mooring operation, they were quite critical as a familiarization. And of course I had things which were very dangerous. For example, I remember when I stayed with another colleague, with another seaman, and it was a tanker, gas carrier, and we were preparing for ship-to-ship operations. So we were leading the hoses on our vessel, which we will then supposed to provide to another ship, and they were, let's say, somehow gathered, coiled. They were very thick and armed and very strong. So when the crane start to hoist one end of the hose, the another end start sliding, and they were metal railing because it was a manifold. And probably being unexperienced, I thought that the hose will stop on this metal railing because the metal pipe were quite thick and strong, but the hose just slided as was no obstruction at all through this railing, and were getting towards us, and we stayed on our back was strength, yes. So the manifold, because the hoses then landed, they have very thick part, would say. So then we like stuck between the hose which is running on us, and then already the railing, and of course, let's say, overboard, and both of us just somehow just like push the hose with arms, the same time top, and we just like sink down, like we just how to explain it better, just go under this hose, And then we probably realized that if we would not do that, maybe this hose would simply, I believe, kill us, because there was just like that. And later, being an officer, I also, like, having this situation in my head, I understood that was also kind of negligence from the from our chief officer, even though this was a perfect leader, a perfect one. That was some kind of a moment that he did not pay attention on us. So he was a high professional, but I can't say that we were moving a lot, but we stayed there, and we like kept our position, but our position was wrong, and probably somebody is supposed to inform us about this. And both of us were young. I was the first time, and my colleague maybe was second or third time, so also not much experienced. And this everything goes from the wish to participate in everything. Because let's start with the first precaution. I would advise, if you are a person like me who likes to learn all the time and like to discover something new, get new experience, then you need to understand that this attempt to participate in everything, to take action in everything, it is not the best strategy. Yeah. So because I try to learn from everyone, from the chief officer, from the second officer, from the third officer, everything the same time. Like, you know, from him, okay, we're going to there, that's okay. Like, I was very active. Being a young seaman, if you are not asked directly to do something right now, better to see, to observe how more experienced seamen doing that or that, like lifeboat launching. I remember, like, chief officer said, okay, let's start, prepare the lifeboat for launching and so on. And I remember 5 of us were staying, like 5 seamen were staying, and I say, okay, let's do, chief officer said to do something, let's do it, and say, okay, then we go there. Like, and I wanted to remove pins, everything, I want to participate. So try to keep yourself, to hold on yourself with this, because definitely you don't know where to pull, how to pull, where to put the spin. Maybe you will put somewhere other place where it will obstruct, or you don't realize that then now everything is more or less fixed and stable, but later it can roll, and when the lifeboat will roll over the board, yeah, so then it might cause that something will fall. So you are not experienced, you need to realize it, and you need to take your time to learn. Don't try to learn everything for the short period of time, even though I still try to do it. Second precaution is that don't hide if you don't understand or you don't know, because giving impression of a positive attitude person, other will over rely on you. They will expect you know this or you know that, because you just make this impression. And you know, like with the radio, for example, my experience, then chief officer gave me a radio. I never used this radio before, I didn't know how to tune it, and he went to the void space. It was properly ventilated before, but anyway, somebody should stay on standby. Again, was kind of a mistake. Do not do the radio check before. So he gave me a radio and said to listen if he will call me and react. If he will tell, okay, go there and there, give me there and there, or call that one or that one. And I was like freezed. I was like really, let's say, responsible. I mean, if somebody would tell me something, I really do it. So I didn't make any step. I was not relaxed. I was staying and waiting for the order, and then it came like he called me, but I could not hear because I didn't check if the volume of radio was properly tuned. I didn't know. I first time in my life I hold this kind of radio in my hand. I was 19 years old that time. Then don't hide. If you don't understand something, like if they tell you do this and you shy to say it's not clear, especially when you are first time on the ship, you have multiple nationality crew, multinationality crew, so multi-language crew, and English is not your native language. You might not understand some words, especially specific to marine environment, maritime words. So then you need to say, please repeat. Or somebody will tell you, okay, go to him, like your native language speaking will tell you, go there and tell this and this. You understood what to do, but you have no clue how to say it in English. And the third precaution is do not over rely on the more experienced people than you. So when you are young and you have no experience, you understand that almost everyone around you, they know better how and what to do. Even though you are very proactive, you studied, you learned, you read. Especially now, there are so many sources of information. You go to YouTube, you find some information, and you can prepare yourself in advance, even though it's not right on the ship, but preparing for the contract for the vessel. Also, you can go on Estumar educational platform, estumar.com, and then you will find a lot of free information, and you can learn it, you can study it, you can prepare yourself. Then, being on the vessel, you can still take like to yourself like you don't know something, and they know better. So if they say so, it means you need to adjust yourself because they are, let's say, more correct. That's not always the case, especially when you are rely on leaders. Not from my experience, but experience of my friend says that we went to clean the ballast tank. From like the ballast tank was discharged and inspected. I mean, they pumped out the water and inspected. They found some residues on the bottom of the tank, like some mold, and then some salt, and then supposed to clean it, and then the concentration of oxygen was tested. Everything is okay. The oxygen meter, they were carried out with themselves. Everything was okay. But when they start cleaning, the very strange smell came, like rotten eggs. And he said that, but I thought if I was sent, it was taking into account that it is normal. It's supposed to be, I just need to be patient, a bit suffer, so finish my job and then go out. So because I was ordered to do that. And in the matter of fact, the chief officer didn't know about this situation, and he was not reported about this situation, and he didn't consider the possibility of developing this situation. So my friend was poisoned by this smell, and 2-3 days he was feeling really bad, also vomiting, everything. So he took like some kind of rest. Generally, was not necessarily like a medical evacuation or kind of specific pills. Anyway, the treatment is another topic, and everything happened because first he didn't share Second, he over-relied, and this over-relying is going in many examples. So in the end of the video, let's make a conclusion. First, don't try to learn everything within a short period of time. Take your time and chance, and the information will come, so just hold on and observe. Second thing, don't hide if you don't know something. Also, don't hide this information that some new information came, yeah? So you need to share. You have doubts, yeah? Share them. Or you don't understand, tell it. Or you don't know, tell it. And third is, do not over rely. Yeah, so maybe you see, it's not like happened you do this, do this, do this. So most is like don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, to have put yourself, to hold yourself in let's say from the safe side of the risk. I hope you like this video, and if so, please subscribe this channel. If you have some thoughts or examples from your experience which would you like to share with others, you can put in your comments, and you can contact me if you want to share it as a video. And see you in the next video. Bye.